بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد اللهم لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا يا رب العالمين اللهم ارزقنا علما نافعا في الدين والدنيا والآخرة يا سميع الدعاء رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the last halaqah, on the board, the words that were written were the mufrad and muthanna. Mufrad means the words that are of singularity, and muthanna, the words that are of duality. And the words that we went through, somebody needs to mention to me as to what we went through in terms of duality. How many words in total did we go through? Can anyone give me a count? خمسة وعشرون كلمة. Okay, 25 words. So, have we done the word of Rasul? Easy one. You can write down Rasul in the column of singularity, Rasul. And then you have dual. What will happen to the duality of this word? How would you dualize it?
Rasula.
Rasulani. Okay, what would be the plural of it?
Rasul.
Rusul. Fadal.
You can't find it somewhere. You can't put it on the road. Shall I do it? What do you want?
Then I'm complaining about that part. Okay. He says that I don't want to be blocked after the class. I'll be told so. Okay. خلاص إن شاء الله. No problem. So Rasulani, the plural we mentioned what? What is Rusulun? Allah mentions Tilka Rusulu, for example, in Surah Al-Baqarah. Rusulan Mubashirina. Okay. So you have a word called brother. What is brother in Arabic? Akhun. Akhun. Okay. The word for brother in English is akhun. So should be easy for you to get the dual out of it. So what would be the dual of it? Akhani. Okay. Akhani. So that's the easy one. You just add alif and noon. If you want to add ya and noon, it would not be akhaini, it would be akhawaini. Okay, so you've got akhani, akhawani, or akhawaini. Okay, so you have got three forms of duality for the word akh. Okay, for the word akhun, you've got three ways to write it. So akhani, easy one, you just add alif and noon after kha. And when it comes to second one, akhawani, so you are adding waw with kha, then alif after waw, then noon. Akhawani. And the third one is akhawaini. Okay, so alif kha, waw, yanu. Okay, akhawaini. So what do you call a friend in Arabic?
صديق صديق صديق
Sadiqun. Okay, the word sadiqun is friend. So the dual of that would be what?
صدقاني
No.
صدقاني صديقان
Sadiqani. So you see the sadiqun. So the dhammatain of kaf goes away. You are just adding alif and nun. Okay. So another form of duality for this one would be same one, but instead of alif, you are putting ya. Okay. Sadiqaini. Okay. So sadiqani or sadiqaini. However, both are correct. Why? Because according to the grammatical rules, sometimes you will have the ya noon one, sometimes you will have the alif noon one. Okay. So what is the plural of it then?
أصدقاء
Asdiqa'un. Okay. Asdiqa'un. There is another word that means dearness in terms of being brother. We mentioned akh, right? But there is something else as well that can be used in the form of brother, and that is shaqiqun. Okay? Shaqiqun.
شين or
Yeah, with shin. Shaqiqun.
شين قاف
Ya qaf. Shaqiqun. Like the way you have read the word sadiqun, so shaqiqun. Now, if you were to dualize it, what will happen? Dual form of shaqiqun would be what? Exactly, shaqiqani, like the way you mentioned earlier for the word sadiqani, sadiq. Now, what is the plural of shaqiq?
أشقاهم
Close, but
أشقاهم شقائق
shaqaiq, no. That is for femininity more. Ashiqaun.
تسنيد
Yeah, shadda is on qaf. Ashiqaun. Jam' of shaqiq.
أشقاهم
Ashiqaun. Yes. Alif sheen, then qaf. On qaf you have got shadda with fatha and hamza dhammatain. Ashiqaun. I'm not writing on the new board. Allah Mubarak. Alhamdulillah, there is a new board. I'm not writing now because I want to see how your writing skill is today. Okay. I'm going to ask you guys on an individual basis to bring your notebooks as to what you have written. Okay. Then I can inshallah correct you. Face. What do you call face in Arabic?
وجه
What is the full way of saying it? Wajh. Ghun. Remember, the very first class that we had, we mentioned that we need to mention the full word of it. Okay. So wajhun. Should be easy for you to have the duality of it or the dual form of it
وجهان
or
وجهين
exactly wajhani or wajhaini. So you've got wajhun, wajhani or wajhaini. Okay. What is the plural of it then?
وجوه
Wujuh, wujuhun. Okay, that's good. Can there be any other form of plurality for this? So, wujuhun, there is another form as well. So, wujuhun or awjuhun. Awjuhun. So awjuhun how? Alif waw, jim, then ha dhammatain at the end. Awjuhun. So one wonders as to what is the difference between awjuhun and wujuhun. Min babil fa'ida, I will give you a benefit of what these two words, what is the difference. So when it comes to wujuh, it is the plurality of excessiveness, if that makes sense. Jam'u kathra, that's the Arabic way of saying it, like wujuh. And when it comes to awjuh, it is the plurality of opposite of excessiveness is what? What do you say? Qilla, jam'u qilla. Like it is plural, but you can actually tell as to how many heads are there, how many faces are there. Okay, so that is the way of describing it. So you have got jam'u qilla and jam'u kathra. But you see what I mentioned here, jam'u qilla, jam'u kathra, when you go to the advanced level, then you would notice the difference between these two ways of jama', these two ways of plurality. However, for the time being, you have got two words for the singular word jama' and two words of plurality. One being awjuh, and the other one you mentioned already, wujuh, wujuhun. Okay, so awjuhun and wujuhun. Wujuhun, you already read it in the Qur'an. Okay, so for example, in Surah Al-A'la, when the Imam reads in Jum'ah, لا يسمن ولا يغني, sorry, Surah Al-Ghashiyah, لا يسمن ولا يغني من جوع. What did Allah say afterwards? وجوه يومئذ ناعمة. Okay, on that day, the faces that are blessed, that are honored in Jannah. So these two words, please bear that in mind. So salatun, prayer, salatun. Sad, lam alif, then ta marbuta. When I say ta marbuta, what does it mean to you guys? What does ta marbuta mean?
Round and two dots.
Yes, round ta. So ta, remember that there is always going to be two dots. If you look at the alif ba ta, so ta has two dots on the boat, right? So when it comes to ta marbuta, it is the round ta. Okay? So salatun, sad, lam alif, then ta marbuta. Now, if you were to write down the dual form of the word salatun, how would you write it?
Salatani.
Salatani. So the ta marbuta shifts into normal ta, and then alif and noon being added. Okay? So salatun, salatani. Okay? Salatani. What is the plural of it then?
Tiny. No.
Oh, tani, both are, by the way, correct. Okay? So remember, alif noon or ya noon, both are for the dual form. I mentioned to you before. Alif noon at the end of the word salat or any noun, alif noon, ya noon, both are correct to have the.
Salawatun.
Salawatun is the plural.
Is it correct?
Yeah. Salawatun is the plural of
Salatun.
salatun. All you are doing is that you are removing the alif after lam and you're just putting waw, then you are adding alif, then ta, normal ta, by the way, at the end.
No.
Yeah, not the ta marbuta. When it comes to salawatun, so you have got the normal ta at the end. Sad, lam, waw, alif, then ta. Sad, lam, waw, alif, and ta. So you have got the word ra'sun. What does it mean?
Head.
Head. Okay. It should be easy for you. Ra'sun. What is the dual form of it? Ra'sani aw ra'sayni. Okay? Ra'sani or aw ra'sayni.
144 page.
We're not using any book now for you guys. Okay? So I would recommend that you don't open your books. It's just the words that I'm showing. So Ra'sani or Ra'sayni. Okay. Tricky one now. In terms of writing the plural of Ra's. How would you write the word, a plural word of Ra'sun? Let's figure out as to what the plural is.
Some of the words are really hard to write. To be honest, I think I'll be writing very wrong. To be honest.
Don't worry. You will not be exposed, but you already exposed yourself.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that, I don't want to write,
That's why I'm not writing it. I know it is easy, but inshallah, I will test you guys today in terms of writing skills. Okay? I mentioned that. Bear with me. So, what is the plural of Ra'sun? Ru'us? Ru'usun. Okay. No, Ra'sun, Ra'sani, or Ra'saini. What is the plural? We mentioned Ru'usun. There is no ta in this word at all. Okay. Ta, we were talking about the word salah, right? Salatun. Okay. So we had face, we had head. Finger is called what? What is the finger? What is the finger called in Arabic? Isba'un. صاد. إصبع. ألف كسرة. صاد سكون. باء فتحة. then عين ضمتين. إصبع. So the dual of this would be what? إصبعين or إصبعان with alif. Okay. What is the plural of it?
If by union,
I said sad. It's not. After alif is sad, by the way. Isba'un. Yeah, sad. Isba'un. Isba'ani or isba'aini. We mentioned the dual of isba'. The plural is asabi'un. Asabi'un. Alif, then sad alif. Asabi'un. Bakasra ain dhammatain. Okay. What do you call kitchen in Arabic? Matbakhun. Right? Matbakhun. You see this word whenever you go to the Arab countries, matbakhun. Matbakhun means kitchen. So the dual of matbakhun should be easy for you. What is it? Matbakhani or matbakhaini. So tell me about the plural of it then. No, the word started with meme, by the way. Yeah. Masjidun, masjidani. What was the plural of masjidun?
Masajid.
So the plural of matbakhun would be matabikhun. You see, sometimes you will find it easier if you concentrate, if you remember as to what you went through. Okay, so matabikhun, masajidun. Okay, look at the wazn of it. Look at the similarity in terms of the harakat as well as the letters. Like the alif after the second letter in the plural word of masjid, masajidun. Okay, and then with the same with the matabikhun, alif after the second letter, right? So, notebook that we mentioned, like the way that you're using the A4 size notebook. What is this called in Arabic? We went through that. What is this called in Arabic? The daftarun. Did we do the dual of it? The daftarun in the last session? Should be easy. What is the dual of it? Daftarun. What is the dual of daftarun? Daftarani or? Yes, daftaraini. Okay. The plural of daftar is what? Daftarun. Same as the word that just we went through, which is matbakhun. Dafatirun. So you're just adding alif after fa, and the rest they remains. So you're actually leaving it as it is. So you're putting the haraka on fa, and you are adding alif to the fa. Okay. So daftarun, dafatirun, and the dual we mentioned daftarani or daftaraini. Okay. Room is called what? A room is called what in Arabic? A room?
غرفة.
Ghurfatun. Ghurfatun. Okay. So the dual of ghurfatun is what? So ghurfatun, by the way, the noun, this noun is actually with the ta marbuta at the end, just so you know. So when you are putting the dual form of it, the ta marbuta shifts into normal ta, by the way. Okay. So what would happen? What is the dual of ghurfatun then? What are you going to add at the end with the normal ta? Ghurfatani or ghurfa taini. Brilliant. Allah barik fikum. This is the tricky one now. What is the plural of ghurfatun then? I will just give you a hint. It is with 3 letters and there is no ta at the end. No. Ghurafun. You see? Ghurafun. Allah mentions in the Quran. لكن الذين اتقوا ربهم لهم غرف من فوقها غرف مبنية تجري من تحتها الأنهار. So there will be rooms over the rooms underneath which the rivers flow. Okay? Ghurafun. That's the plural of ghurfatun. So the watch, what do you call the watch?
Sa'atun.
Sa'atun. Okay. What do you call the hour then? You know, the 60 minutes hour. What do you call that? Same as sa'atun, by the way. Okay. So you've got a watch called sa'atun. Okay. Then if it is two watches, what would you call? Sa'atani. Okay. And sa'atani also means 2 hours, by the way. So you need to write down the meaning as well. In terms of the similarity, as I mentioned, sa'atani or sa'ataini, they means 2 hour, they mean 2 hours. But these 2 hours also, the word sa'ataini, it means 2 watches. And when I say 2 watches, I'm talking about the wristwatch. Yeah? Wristwatch, it means sa'a, and 2 wristwatches, sa'atani or sa'ataini. Okay, sa'atun, it means an hour. Sa'ataini means 2 hours. So the plural of sa'atun is mada. And by the way, what? Yes, barakallah fiqh. Correct. When you're writing the sa'atani, the ta actually is normal, by the way, not the ta marbuta. Am I making myself clear? Because the ta marbuta technically can be added with the letter that comes before it. But ta marbuta cannot be added with the letter that comes after it. In order for the letter to be added after ta, the ta has to be normal. Is it making sense to you guys? So ta marbuta, the round ta that we mentioned, if you look at the word sa'atun, so ayn is before ta marbuta. It can be added with the letter that comes before it. However, the ta marbuta cannot be added with the letter that comes after it. Okay? In order, let's say now the word sa'atun, you are saying the ayn is before ta marbuta, right? And we mentioned that the dual form of sa'atun is what? Sa'atani. So now we have to add alif and noon at the end, right? So how are we gonna do the adding? We are shifting the ta marbuta, because we mentioned the ta marbuta cannot be added with the letter that comes after it. So the ta has to be normal. Okay? The ta has to be the normal, which is the third letter if you go alif ba ta. Then you add the alif noon. Okay? So this is a normal rule about ta. And it goes same with, for example, usually it is limited to the ta marbuta only. Okay? So the plural of sa'atun should be easy. But let me see who finds it easy. Sa'atun. You mentioned.
Sa'atun.
Sa'atun. He mentioned sa'atun as well. So sa'atun. So you are adding alif after ayn, then ta, normal ta with dhammatain. Okay? Sin alif, then ayn alif, then ta dhammatain. We went through the word madrasa, right? In the last class, the word madrasa. Madrasatun. Did we write it down in the last session? Okay. Madrasatun. Mim dal, then ra, then sin, then ta marbuta, dhammatain. Madrasatun. Okay? Should be easy for you to find out. Remember the rule about the ta marbuta that I just mentioned? So, what would be the dual of madrasatun? Or madrasa taini. Brilliant. So the ta marbuta is shifting into Normal town. Yes. So write it down. Madrasatun, singular. Madrasatani or madrasataini is dual. Okay. What is the plural of madrasatun?
Madarisun.
Good. Madarisun. Mim dal alif, then ra sin. Madarisun. The grocery shop, what do you call it? Or a shop, usually a shop. What do you call shop in Arabic? Dukkanun.
Baqalatun.
That's grocery. Okay. Baqqalatun, that is grocery. So just normal shop, it is called dukkanun. So dal, kaf, alif, nun. Dukkanun. So the dual of dukkanun is same way, dukka. So you are adding at the end alif or yanu. Dukkanani or dukkanaini. Okay. What is the plural of dukkanun then?
Adba.
Go try. Dakakinun. 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 Okay. Dukkanun. Dukkanun means shop. Dukkanani or dukkanaini, two shops. And dakakinun is the plural.
The car.
No, there is no shadda on that. So in the word dakakinun, there is no shadda on the kaf, by the way. Okay? So dinarun. Dinarun means a gold coin. One gold coin. In current day context, you can say that's it, currency of Kuwait. Okay? And some other countries, they also use the word dinar as the currency name. So should be easy for you to find out what the dual form of dinar is. What is it? Dinarani or dinaraini. Okay. So what is the plural of it?
Dananirun.
Dananirun. What did I say? Dananirun. This is the plural of dinarun. Fish is called in Arabic what? Samakun. Samakun is fish. So the dual of samakun is what? This is easy one. The dual of samakun is samakani. Okay? Or samakaini. What is the plural? As samakun, wrong. Asmakun. Asmakun.
There's a rule when you apply us before the word, make it real. Is there a rule there?
There is rule, yes. But at the moment, I'm just asking you to write down because the rules you will find it easy. Because I'm trying to make you get used to these plural ways of hearing it. Yes. So when it comes to the explanation, inshallah, you'll find it. That's why I'm not diving deep into that explanation yet because you're gonna lose interest. Okay.
Plural of this summer?
Asmakun. Asmakun. Okay. Alif sin fatha as, then mim alif, then kaf. Okay. Zahratun means what?
Wow.
Flower. Did we do the plural of Zahratun or dual of it? Zahratun. What should be easy? Zahratun is
Zahratani.
Zahratani or Zahrataini, and the plural of it Zuhurun. Okay. So Zuhurun. Zahratun, Zuhurun. Meat is called what? Meat is called what in Arabic?
Laham.
Lahmun, right? Lahmun. If it is two pieces of meat, then what do you call? Lahmani, you could say, but it is, by the way, before you write the Lahmani, in Arabic language, you would not come across the duality of Lahmun actually. It goes straight into a plural. So, what would be the plural of Lahmun?
Luhum.
Luhumun. So, the word Lahmun jumps straight into the plural, which is Luhumun. Okay. Fat is called in Arabic what?
Zabda. Zabda then?
Fat. As you call it, charbi in your native language. So, what is the charbi in your language? In English, rather, sorry.
Fair.
Fat. But that is English. Arabic. I was talking about fat in the time.
Arabic is different.
So, the word lahmun that you just wrote down, it is actually shahmun.
Sheen.
Yes.
Sheen. He.
Sheen ha mim. So, shahmun means fat. Okay. So, saying with the word shahmun, there is no duality of it. Lahmun, shahmun. So, lahmun, we said what? Meat. Shahmun, we said what? Fat. So, lahmun, with the plural of lahmun, what did we say? Luhumun. Okay? Lam dhamma, ha wa dhamma, then mim dhammatain. Luhumun. Same way is the plural of shahmun is shuhumun. Okay? Shuhumun. Allah mentions in Surah Al-An'am, وَمِنَ الْبَقَرِ وَالْغَنَمِ حَرَّمْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ شُحُومَهُمَا إِلَّا مَا حَمَلَتْ ظُهُورُهُمَا. And by the way, as Muslims, despite our health conditions and whatnot, we are commanded to actually eat fat of animals. We should not throw the fat of the animals away. The animals that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made halal for us, whether it is the ghanam, okay, which is the goat or lamb in this country, as well as baqar, cow. Okay. In the villages where we were growing up, you would see that our aunties, our grandmothers, they used to have the fat to cook as well as to have the roti made, right? The khubz. This is something in this country we don't know about it altogether. And this is actually not good. So when it comes to the prohibition of eating fat, it was actually prohibited for the Jews in the Sharia of Musa alayhi salam. Okay.
The point where you can't survive without fat, without eating.
Yes, so fat needs to be eaten. So you can actually use them for cooking. Instead of having these processed oils, if you store the fat, then eventually that fat becomes a source of, a way that you can cook on it. Okay, so that's something that now that you need to revive it. Does it make sense? So what other we mentioned? What is this called in Arabic? Ainun. So definitely it has duality. What is it? What is the duality of Ainun then? Ainani. Allah mentions in the Quran, Fihima Ainani Tajriyan. Now that Ain, in terms of writing the singular, plural, as well as dual, they are same writing. Okay. So now that we mentioned Ainani or Ainaini, which is the dual of Ainun, the plural of Ainun would be what? Uyunun. Ain ya, waw ya. Uyunun. So dhamma on ain, then dhamma on ya, sukun on waw, then nun dhammatain. Now, we mentioned ainun, ainani, uyunun. One eye, two eyes, three eyes. Let's say more than two. In the Quran, when Allah mentioned fihima ainani tajriyan, did Allah mention about the eyes being floaty, the eyes being like these eyes? Can the eyes float, or do the eyes remain within the human body? What happens to these eyes? Did Allah mean these eyes or something else?
Spring.
It is called a spring, by the way. So the word ainun is not limited to the word eye in English, but also for a spring, like a spring lake or whatnot. I don't know if you call it. So you can. That is what ainun also in Arabic. So when you come across any spring lake, that is in Arabic called ainun. Okay. So if you have come across two spring lakes, what do you call this in Arabic? Ainani, as you have written down. Okay. Uyunun, more than two spring lakes. Okay. Did we go through the word thawbun? Thawbun. Thawb that I'm wearing. This is called thawb, by the way. Okay. What I'm wearing now, this is called thawbun. Okay. So should be easy for you to figure out the dual of it. The dual of thawbani. Thawbun, thawbani.
Seen or
Sa. Yeah. Alif ba ta sa. Thawbun. That's why you are seeing me bringing the tip of the tongue out for this letter. When it comes to sin and sad, the tip of the tongue doesn't come out. Okay. Now that we are on the alphabet, the letters. For sa, I got the tip of the tongue out. What other letters are there for which the tip of the tongue needs to be out? So sa we mentioned. What other letters are there? Zal, another one. What is the last one? Va. Sa, zal, va. Sa, zal, va. These three letters, they are known as hurufu talawuth. Talawuth, meaning that the tip of the tongue you are bringing down. So talawuth means to bring the tip of the tongue out. Okay. So thawbun, one thawb. Okay. Thawbani, two. What is the plural of thawbun then? It's sa, by the way, sa, not sin or sad. The word starts with the letter tha. Tha. Alif ba ta tha. So thawbun, thawbani, we mentioned. The
Ashabu.
no. It is a bit different. Thiyabun. Thiyabun. Okay? Sa kasra, then ya alif, then ba dhammatain. Thiyabun. Somebody who is rich, what do you call him? Ghaniyun. Ghaniyun. So shadda on ya. Ghaniyun. Okay. And a woman who is rich, what do you call her?
Ghaniyatun.
Ghaniyatun. So ghaniyatun here, you have the ta marbuta. Okay. So you have got ghaniyun, rich man, ghaniyatun, rich woman. In particular, a rich man and a rich woman. Okay. So, two rich men. Two rich men. What do you call it in Arabic then?
Ghaniyatani.
I said men. I did not say women.
Ghaniyan.
Ghaniyani, good. So shadda on ya, then alif at the end. Or ghaniyayni. Ghaniyani is more appropriate. But ghaniyayni also correct. Okay. Two rich women.
Ghaniyatani.
Ghaniyatan.
So the ta marbuta, does it remain as ta marbuta or does it shift to normal ta? Shift to normal ta. Remember that principle, okay? Ghaniyatani. The plural of ghaniyun. Let's say three rich men. What do you call it? Aghniya'u. Aghniya'u. Yes. Three rich men. So alif ghayn, nun ya alif. Aghniya'u. Okay. Three rich women.
Aghniyatun.
No. Before you write down, I want you to think. So, طالبة, one female student. طالبتان, two female students. Did we? I think we went through that word, didn't we? No. Okay. So, we're focusing on masculine. So we are now mixing up. Well, that's a good way of actually putting it. At least we're exploring different. Okay. So, ghaniyatun is the plural of ghaniyatun. So basically what you're doing is that ghain, noon, ya, alif, then normal ta. Ghaniyatun. Okay. So maridun is what? A sick man. Jewel of maridun? Maridun, it is masculine. Maridani. Thought, by the way, yeah? Maridani. Plural of maridun? No. No. You said amradun, right?
That's the.
But that is not for a sick man.
That's a sickness.
Maradun. That is for Maradun.
Maradun, yes. Amradun, if you were to think about it, don't write it down. Amradun is actually plural of maradun. Maradun is a sickness. Okay. Maradani, two sicknesses. Amradun, many sicknesses, more than two. So when it comes to maridun, okay, it is marda. So how would you write down marda? I'm going to give you the letters. Let me see if you could write it down. Then I will write down, then you will compare your writing. Okay? Marda, mim ra, dad, then with dad at the end, ya, but without dots, then you have got a standing fatha. Mim ra, dad, ya, on the top of ya, standing fatha, but ya without dots, by the way. Today, how many words? By the way, you need to put today's date as well.
Three, 23.
23. So last session we had 25 and today we have taken 23, yeah? Even though there are some words that are of femininity, don't worry, you're learning. Okay, I'm going to write down, inshallah, some, not writing down the ones that are going to be new. I'm going to write down as to what you have missed. So let's go through it, inshallah, quick. So what words were you struggling with?
So Akhun was right and Akhun.
So we mentioned akhun. Okay. Akhani or akhaini. Okay. Leading to ikhwatun or ikhwatu. So this is one. Then ikhwanun is another one. Okay, ikhwanun. Then you have ra'sun, for example.
The meaning of please.
Head. Ru'usun. Ra'sun, ra'sani, ru'usun. Give me the hard words that you were finding it. What other words that you were struggling with? I've got some plural words in mind. Ghurfatun, that's easy. Ghurafun, that's easy. So I've got this one. What is this word? Ashiqa'un. Plural of what? Shaqiqun. Okay. Give me the plural words more. The plural words now. Then I'm going to give you what is this plural for. Matabikhun. Matabikhun. Plural of? This is plural of what? Matbakhun. So matbakhun, dual is easy anyway. Matbakhani or matbakhaini, then matabikhun. Okay. Shaqiqun, shaqiqani. أشقاء. Okay. صديق صديقان أصدقاء. إصبع. So did you guys write this down? This one? أصابع. Fingers. This one is for fingers. So the plural of this was singular of this word was isba'un. If you have written it down isba'un, you'll find out. Then write the plural of isba'un, asabi'un. Okay. What else? Dananirun. Okay. Dananirun. Okay. Got it? Dananirun. Dukkanun, we mentioned dakakinun. Okay. Okay.
What's the plural of maridun? Maridun.
Good. That's how you write down the plural of maridun. Marba. So you see the difference? Sick people, sicknesses. Okay? So this is sicknesses and this is sick people. Okay?
Can you write alif with kaf in dukkanan?
Jazakallah khair. You're right, actually. I made a mistake here.
And I've written it like that, dukkanan.
Dukkanan.
Yeah,
So this,
yeah.
Allah barik. Yeah, you're right. I was missing a letter. Okay. Any other words that you are struggling? The plural of it? Asmakun. Should be easy. Asmakun. Samakun, samakani, asmakun. Fish, two fishes, three fishes. Okay. Any other words? Anything that you missed, the ones who did not come, please, ask them as to whether they came, what made them not come, or whatnot. At least, out of, care. Okay. Then sit together, exchange as to what you have learned, and like the way in the schools back in the day, you used to do it. Okay, you missed a lesson. You would come to ask for help. Even if he doesn't come to ask for your help, you would, out of care, go to him. Listen, this is what we have taken in today's class. So please write these things down. Let's talk about it. Let's study it. Zahratun, zuhurun, zuhurun. Okay, I'm gonna write it down. Did you guys write this word down? Asmakun, samakun, samakani, asmakun.
Yeah.
Samakun. I'm just trying to save. That's why. Okay. Zuhurun is easy. Zuhurun. Okay. So zuhurun, plural of what? Zahratun. Okay. Zahratun, zahratani, zuhurun. Okay. Flowers.
It's za, not zad.
No. Za, yeah. That's what I'm telling you. What Arabic does to people is something amazing. What other than Arabic language does to Arabic language is really bad. Zuhurun. Okay. Any other words?
Lahma. Meat. Lahma.
Lahmun, luhumun I mentioned. Okay. So I'm gonna write it on the top. Okay. Lahmun, luhumun, shahmun, shuhumun. Okay. Any other words we're missing in terms of plurality?
The plural of
Hmm?
Ghaniyun. The plural of
Aghniya'u.
yeah.
Aghniya'u. The Aghniya'u is plural of what?
Ghaniyun.
Ghaniyun. What is the dual of Ghaniyun then?
Ghaniyun. Ghaniyun. I don't know. Ghaniyun. إذا غنيان.
Good. Ghaniyatun, ghaniyatani, ghaniyatun. Ghaniyun, ghaniyani, aghniya'un. Okay?
It's never on, like Agniya on. It's always Agniya on. Like,
Let's just stay with a single dhamma.
it's always single.
Yeah, there are exceptions, but basically the basic form is with the dhamma only. Okay. It can go into dhammatain. Okay. Asdiqa'un, aghniya'un. Yes, it can form. But basic or when it comes to plural that starts with alif, usually it's with dhamma at the end.
Uh,
So inshallah, I will stop here today.